Hello everyone, welcome to the Watch Poplars. Today I am going to do the tedious task of descaling my pyracantha, which is the scientific name for Firethorn. And I have it laid down like this so that I can get to the scale insects. And I could tell that there are scale insects, and quite a few of them, because there's ants crawling all over the place. Whoa. There are ants, and there's more than 10 of them around here. So I gotta deal with that. And where to put my phone? I think I'm gonna set my phone in this pot here. So yeah, and I'll just kind of push it in the soil a little bit there. So I'm gonna do this with my hands. I hope it's not pushing against the seedlings in there. I think it is a little bit. So I'm gonna get it a little bit lower so you can actually see what I'm doing. And I have it. Oh, my sole's coming off. Wearing those same big boots. So I'm just gonna lay it like this. And this is the first time I've descaled a plant. So you can see, can you see those little yellow dots right here? This is how you can tell that you have scale. You see those yellow dots, and I'll try to tap the screen where I wanted to focus. Well, there's a few dots at the base of this leaf. Yeah, you can see them. I see them. Okay, so I'm going to just rub those off with my fingers. To get a bit more accurate at this, I would do this with like tweezers or something, but this is kind of interesting. I want to get the feel for like actually doing it. I don't know where to put the scale insects. I mean, it's growing really healthily. I could defoliate it, but I don't want to do that. This is this Firethorn's first year of growing from seed, so I just want to see how long it grows. It is still growing. It's growing despite the scale insects, because I think the ants are taking care of it very well. The ants will go right away and get to business. So, because they're even in the junction between the new shoots and the main stem. That is very difficult. I have long fingernails. I have very long fingernails. Well, one of them was twice as long as they are now on any of my fingers. And that was this one, but I broke off. It was about time. I don't know. This might take quite a while. But the other part of this video is going to be a little bit more fun, because I have some fall colors to show you. That was the soil. I'm just rubbing them on my pants. I have nowhere else to put them. So now I know. Scale insects love Firethorn, because this is the only plant I have that has scale on it. And I've learned from Nigel Saunders, my bonsai idol, that you can get rid of them really easily with soap and water. You just put like a small amount of dish soap in like water, shake it up, and then you spray it all over the tree, undersides, top, side of the whole tree, on all sides, and just let it sit for a few minutes, and then you can either let it stay on or just wash it off after a few minutes. He says that it either way works fine. But yeah, most of the scale insects are along the base of the tree, and there's none on this hawthorn here. They completely avoided the hawthorn, which is good. I don't know how hawthorns would react, but some trees don't grow continuously throughout the warm season, such as oaks and plum trees. Willows and, I guess, pyracantha, they can. I don't know what difference that makes, but yeah, on some trees, if you take off the scale insects, on most of trees, if you get any scale insects and then you remove them all, your tree is just going to, it's literally going to start flourishing again. It's like the end of the school year for the tree. So that's one method of motivation for getting scale insects off. And even Firethorn, I mean, it's doing pretty well. It's still growing. I've noticed scale insects since it was like that tall, maybe even shorter. It's had scale insects that long. It's still growing. I don't know. In fact, I noticed scale on this pyracantha when I moved it outside with all of my other trees. So it's been having scale for that long. I don't know what scale insects like about Firethorn or pyracantha. It's spilling, but it's not really a big problem. Anyway, I've got most of them off, that's for sure. What scale insects do, oh god, let's keep it towards my knees a little bit. So scale insects look like blisters, and inside that blister, so they form this hard shell. Well, it's soft compared to our strength. But like, it's hard. They make that shell so that ants can't get through them. But I think the ants can get through the new ones. What they do is that they suck out the nutrients from the sapwood of trees, and it's like they suck out like the nutrients that's being carried from the roots to the foliage, and that's what stops a tree from growing. And if it doesn't keep having that like continuous flow of nutrients, it will die. And I've many trees that if you don't take care of them, if you know about scale, do not rely on ants, because what's most powerful is dish soap and chemicals that will not harm your trees. So I mean, I could do half of the scale and then move on with the fall color updates, because this is actually probably going to take a while. Or I can just do the whole thing and you can listen to me giving lessons. I don't know which is better. I think number one is better, but I don't know. This video is now 10 minutes long. I think they're mainly at the base now. I've gotten all the ones at the top. Yeah, there are lots of them. And I feel like my fingers, they're not very precise enough, because I don't want to rub off any of the new growth, because I don't know how I'm going to style this in the future. In nature, Pyracantha, they send shoots that are very reminiscent of conifer trees. So you get this straight trunk, it gets all rigid, and then it sprouts these kind of 45-degree angle branches like that. Will eventually flatten out like that. If you get them all almost 90 degrees, and so they'll grow laterally and then along the vertical trunk. And there is an example down there by our big backyard oak tree that of a firethorn that has that appearance. Also, this is quite exciting. I've never done this before, and I want to like get the feel for it. I'm very curious. And then the next times this happens, I will try soap and water. I gotta check all the places. Stem, leaves. They could be covering up buds as well. I guess I was lucky this time. This tree could have been long dead if I don't know if it was another species. But for now, I'm just gonna think I'm lucky. But I honestly don't know. Maybe after I get all the ones that I can see, I will spray it down with soap and water. Oh, there's some very fresh ones that are almost barely visible. They're almost the same color as the leaf, but they're slightly more yellow. Ants crawling on me. I'm not the one to scale, but I'll do the rest later. I promise. I'm running out of time. If I knew how to edit videos, I would certainly, oh god, my fingers, I would certainly make this video shorter and kind of make fast forward me picking off the scale. But now I want to show you fall colors, and that's way more exciting. I'm not going to put it back, yeah, like this was all the way back there, so I'm going to put it somewhere more obvious where I can see on this chair. And now for the fall colors. So I brought this to school, my Chinese pistache, the first one. Last year it looked like a palm tree. It was the last year's growth was a bit taller, and it was like up to here, I think. And then, so I didn't repot it because it was really weak, and it only grew like that much last year. But so now I pruned it back to some buds, the lowest ones, and then it sprouted way more, stronger now. But it's still getting really early fall colors, and it's starting out really spotty, like this. Red tips. I don't know what this plant is, but red tips. Yeah, and then one of the leaves I cut to the first two leaflets, just so that it would get more shade to the buds here. I don't know. I was hoping to get some ramification without even pruning it, but I guess pruning is the only way. I don't know. Unless I completely defoliate it. But this is the first leaf to change color. And I might notice the same thing happening with the other leaflets I pruned. And now I have another Chinese pistache. Is this one, no fall colors. It's still growing. It has these little spurts of growth, and this might be one of its last. And then hello. Good. I'm making a video. And then I'll actually pull this out so you can see. All the old leaves, some of the old leaves are turning red. So that's exciting. I would call that fall colors. I would. Because it is the same color as the fall colors, and I have noticed fall colors on the same kinds of trees near the streets. So yeah, that's exciting. Same here. And I think, well, I'll give you. So I think this might actually be milkweed. It might be milkweed, I don't know, but it doesn't have a latex sap. Or at least I don't think so. I could nick the stem here. No, I don't know. Nothing milky is coming out, but it's really pale. But I only think that's just because there's a protective powder on the new growth. But down here, the leaves are turning red. Like, oh my god, look at this. Look at this big one. It's starting to get some fall colors there. This is not because we're getting cold temperatures, but it's just the old leaves. So that's very exciting. And okay, I think I should give you the update now. So during a heat wave, very, very mild heat wave. It was like 80 degrees, but I forgot to water my plants before I went to school, and all the willow herb died on my accent plant that I was planning on showing. But I have a backup. I miraculously have a backup, but I'm still not sure if I'll show this. I could. I think it'll be fine. I could just repot this into the bowl here. So yeah. Yeah. And also the old leaves on this Sisbania are really interesting. That is a really nice pattern. It's still flowering. I didn't get any seed pods on this one. Yeah. It was a dud. Or I might have to I might have to forcefully pollinate the Sesbania. I don't know. But yeah. There were some yellow leaves on this weird plant down here, but it looks like they all fell off, and actually there's one of them. So well, that was the first leaf to form on this one, and the first leaves on the other one are still on there. That leaf of 3 right here. So yeah, I think that's it. Well, there's one more, and that is, these are some of those lilies that just sprout out of the ground. And I collected, there was a whole bunch of them like stuffed in a green bin, and these are the only 2 in the green bin that had bulbs. And also I pulled these out of a green bin that was not mine, but they were bulbs and I didn't want them going to waste, so I pulled them out of the green bin and I brought them home, planted the bulbs, which are like down here, and yeah. And also last fall colors here, there is some of this fall colors, and I gotta pick those seeds off and put them, I don't know, somewhere where they will not spread. I don't know, I'm probably not doing a really good job. But anyway, so it was kind of an odd, well, boring video, but at least you saw the first fall colors in my collection, and hopefully you've learned how to remove scale, and I will get that done after the video. So yeah, that's all for today. This is the Watch Poplars, and I'll see you in the next video.